Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. This is AJ Abbott here, and today we're going to be talking about the recent Pixar film, Soul. Now, before we go into it, this review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen Disney and Pixar's Soul, I request that you go watch it, 'cause seriously, you have to watch it, and then come back to this video. Alright, there's your spoiler warning. Let's dive in. So, I imagine when you first watched the trailer for this film, you thought that it would all be about, Joe being this blue blob. It would just be about the souls the whole time. It isn't. Trust me on that. You have to. It's a must-see Disney Pixar film. I absolutely loved Soul. It was every single thing that I didn't think it would be, actually. When I first watched it, or when I was prepping to watch it, I thought, maybe I should just leave this off the ranking this year, because I didn't even watch Onward. I didn't watch Onward this year, so I just skipped out on that one, because, I don't know, it didn't interest me that much. This one interested me a tad bit, mainly because of the writers and the producers of this, same minds behind Inside Out and Up and Coco, and those are three very emotional Pixar films that hit us where it hurt. And this film is no exception to that. This film absolutely tugs at the heartstrings. Very heartwarming conclusion. We'll get to the pros and cons and all that, because there's one tiny con. It's the con that most people have with this film. But we're going to start off with the pros. So the pros, basically, this film's animation is astounding. I love Pixar animation, but I don't know. Onward was decently animated, but I don't know. It didn't interest me. The colors just weren't there for me, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. But Soul, man, they absolutely kill it. The opening with Joe performing, getting the gig, and then dying suddenly, and then he gets out of the great beyond. The whole sequence where he is falling out of the great beyond to the great before, that was a fantastic sequence of mixing of hand-drawn animation, sort of, with movement, not stop motion, but, stuff like that. It was very entertaining. I'll try and find a clip of it and throw it up there, but if I can't, I'll try and find an image, but it was fantastic. The voice casting for this, very well done. I didn't even know it was Tina Fey playing 22, until, like, the very end, because I know the voice sounded familiar, but I did not think it was actually Tina Fey. That was great. And of course she's paired with Jamie Foxx as Joe, and that was a pretty cool casting on his part, because I haven't seen Jamie Foxx in a lot lately, to be honest. I think the last thing I saw in it was like Amazing Spider-Man 2, or it was Annie or something. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know he was in Project Power, but I haven't seen I haven't seen that. But, yeah, hands down, Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey, they absolutely killed it with this. The story is Joe gets this gig, to play with this very popular jazz musician, and suddenly he dies, and he is placed in this, the great before, after he gets out of the great beyond. And he is mistaken for a mentor, and that's where he has to take on the task of convincing 22 that life on Earth is worth living. It's a very, this is obviously a kid. It's a kid's film. Kids will most likely be drawn to it because it's rated PG, on Disney Plus. But it is a very, it's ahead of its time. Really, it is, and it's ahead of its age. Group as well, because there are some very adult themes in this film. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, they have adult jokes and, problems that adults have, like that. No. This isn't Inside Out. This is nothing like that. You think it is. It is kind of like Inside Out. But it goes it goes into the deeper meaning of life. You know, Inside Out was all about the emotions and how they make you feel in your life. This is all about how you are going to spend your life, how to make the most of it. And one of the absolute standout things about this film is you are dealing with Joe, who wants to live. He badly, desperately wants to live because he is not done with life. And then on the other hand, you have 22, who is desperately not wanting to live. You have a person wanting to live more than anything, and you have a person wanting to stay a soul and not live more than anything. That is a very adult tone to set for a Pixar film. And I love that they took that big step, you know, they took that big ambitious step to sort of preach to us that you need to make the most of every single second of your life, because you can never know when it's going to be swept from under your feet. You have to absolutely cherish every second, cherish the people around you. One of the things about the film that's great is once 22 is inside of Joe's body, because in the film, Joe and 22 get back to Earth, but Joe is put into a cat, and 22 is put into Joe's body. 22 has to act like Joe, and they go to a barber shop, and it's an absolutely fantastic scene, where 22 has to basically act interested in everything that they're saying at the barber shop, but by the end, she's killing it with them. You know, she is talking about their lives, she's really enjoying their conversation, and she finds some enjoyment in that, and that's how she starts finding her enjoyment in wanting to live. And Joe is seeing this, and, you know, he really is glad that 22 is deciding that she wants to live, but he needs this Earth patch that she gets from becoming a soul that is ready to go to Earth. But he needs that, so he basically uses her, to be honest. And that's I'm sure that's not what he was intending to do, because Joe is a great Pixar character. He really is. And all he is a man that he even says it. He says he was born to play music. So many people, I'm sure, can relate to that. Musicians, really anything we can relate to. I was born to do this. I believe I was born to make films, you know, and I will do that one day. I will make films. But Joe, man, he is just a very inspiring character. You really want to see him succeed. And you get caring about 22 as well. You know, when you first meet 22, it's kind of like she doesn't really want to live, so she's kind of snarky. She has very snarky comments towards Joe and some of the other characters. But in the end, you really, really care about her, and you want to see her want to live. You know, even saying that, you know, in a Pixar film, it's crazy, because you have this character, Joe, that he wants to play music, he wants to, you know, prove to his mom that he has the talent, needed to achieve this goal. And 22 just doesn't see the point in living life. She doesn't see all the values, the things that Joe values. And you would think that when she gets to Earth, once she's in Joe's body, that she is very, very drawn to, like, music. She finds meaning of life in music. But no, actually, she finds enjoyment in the smaller things, like pizza, and, you know, talking to the barber shop, like I said, and, you know, there's these little leaves that she finds, like, just little things like that, just these breathtaking imageries that she's seeing, while inside of Joe's body. It really, really sold it that she is turning around, and she's starting to realize that, you know, life is more, gives more opportunities and has more values than she once thought. Another thing that I definitely enjoyed about the film is the music. The music was fantastic, just very classical, just jazz music and the very somber, not somber, but emotional ending music, and the lesson is basically live your life like there is no tomorrow. You've probably seen that message so many times, and you would think that it has been done to death, and Pixar couldn't pull it off. And you think that at first when you see Joe and 22 go into, the cat and their bodies. You think this is going to be a coming-of-age story for 22, basically. 22 is going to realize that she has so much things to look forward to in life, but they go such a completely different direction with it that it shocks you, but it still has you gripped to the story. Joe really wants his body back, so he chases down 22, but also there are the people of the Great Beyond that are trying to hunt Joe down for escaping. And they really... Wow, that is my phone ringing there. And basically, what they do is... I'm sorry. What they do is... they actually make a really controversial choice, and they have Joe and 22 being captured by the people that are hunting them. I'm really sorry about that phone, guys. But another thing that very much shocked me is that 22, she gets her patch, and Joe lets her go. He lets her go. After talking to her about, the little things that she can enjoy in life, the amount of purpose that she can have in life, it's incredible. It's an incredibly heartwarming moment for Joe and 22 and their bond throughout the film. And yeah, Joe lets her go to Earth. He jumps down there with her, and they're holding hands, and he lets go, and she goes down to Earth, and man, it was such a beautiful moment. And then an even more beautiful moment. One that really, really got me. Phew, I am sorry. One that got me, was that Joe, he goes to the Great Beyond, and he's ready. He's going up the stairs. He's ready to accept his fate, in life. And then they make a controversial choice. Again. And it's probably my one con with the film, is I felt like Joe should have died. He was on his way, he was ready, he was accepting it. But, Disney has to keep some sort of lighthearted, twist to this. So they decided to have one of the people of the Great Beyond, or the Great Before, go there to him, and they say, you have really shown us that you have a lot more to offer on Earth, so we're going to give you a second chance. And they have Joe go back to Earth, in his body, and he says he's going to live every single second of his life. And that's how the film ends. Now, that's my only con, because it's kind of, we're reversing we were reversing, things, the consequences of Joe's choices, and, him giving the patch to 22 meant a lot. And I honestly felt like if he had died there, it still would have worked, and it would have worked even more. But they have to keep some sort of thing to make keep the kids from bawling their eyes out, because the kids have already bawled their eyes out enough at the beginning of Up or the ending of Coco. But yeah, the ending of this definitely gets you. But then when you're really starting to hit that emotional peak, with Joe accepting, it's a very beautiful moment. He closes his eyes, and he's ready. But yeah, they go back on the consequences and let him go back. That would be my absolutely only complaint about this film. The rest of it is simply awesome. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of this film. I absolutely loved it. It's an incredible film. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, leave a comment. What did you think of this film? I thought it was incredible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.